Hey guys, welcome to the Dive District. This is my second time trying to record this. I do this frequently because I really want to make sure that what I have to say is concise and I can really just kind of blabber and chat. This video is not necessarily self-help, but more so, let's say, a think piece for your life. If I was to recommend any type of focus for you to do outside of vaguely executing what you need to execute or addressing demons or all those other mental things that you have to do, I would highly recommend skill stacking, and specifically skill stacking that is either in line or parallel to your overall dream or goal as far as career and lifestyle. It's something that I actually unintentionally did, and I know that eventually it's going to pay off because it already is. Let me explain. When I was 20 years old, I had this idea for a clothing brand. However, I didn't have the focus or the necessary concentration, mentality, whatever you have, to really make that come into fruition at that time. So in the process of just, I guess, daydreaming, if I was to be brutal about it, in the process of that daydreaming, I also ended up learning about a lot of other things when it just came to fashion. Like, I didn't just want to make a fashion brand. I wanted to study the history of fashion. So this allowed me to learn a lot about that field, whether it was from different countries, different designers, different lanes, just really broaden the field of ideas and creativity and how people express themselves. Somewhere along that line, I really fell in love with painting. And in the process of painting, I also did a same deep dive into that same field. I even was able to create several pieces of paintings that was eventually sold as a set, which is definitely one of my proudest creative moments. And somewhere along the line, I got into stone sculpting. And somewhere in the phases of all of those different things, I got it in my mind to actually, before a lot of those things, I wanted to do architecture. So now I'm in this particular period where I'm really revamping the brand and getting ready to launch, like officially launch. You're gonna start seeing me wear my apparel in my videos a lot more, so on and so forth. And in the process of, me doing so, my friend and I, we kind of talked about how, as much as we wanted things to work out when they did, when we were most excited about it, it's actually better that it didn't, because now we have this kaleidoscope of skill sets at our disposal. He already knew a lot about fashion, but then he eventually stumbled into becoming more of a videographer as well. So he has the ability to make garments and then the know-how to write a script, and then also he's managing an artist. For me, by going through the journey that I went through, I truly knew how to world build in the most literal sense. So whether it's a matter of, because I also learned how to make music as well, so I knew how to essentially create the apparel, create the setting. I'm also in architecture school right now. So literally, like, from top to bottom, as far as like providing a experience on every level for retail, I have touched some point of lane that intersects with it. So I used to have this particular vision or goal for what my company would be in totality. And crazy enough, the different things that I've done are all lanes to that. Now, let me kind of say this in a different way. If you have a vision that you are very excited about, for example, let's say you're a rapper, right? Because I work with music, it's the best example I can think of. Let's say you're a rapper or a producer, and you want the opportunity or the chance to like collaborate with other artists. You know what would actually really help you? If you learn how to engineer. Because By learning how to engineer, you're opening a lane for you to collaborate with other people because you have a skill set that they would need. It really works like that. So by also learning how to do that skill set, you would also know how to engineer your own vocals. So by doing things like by literally approaching stuff like that, you don't even realize that you're skill stacking. So me and my friend, we have the abilities of a team of people. And once I learn how to graphic design, which I absolutely will, and I know how to use like Rhino, which is a software, 3D software that you learn how to use in architecture school. Once I have all these different things like good enough, I don't even need to be like an elite level, just enough to, if I have an idea, I can just make it, render it out, and be like, yo, this is what I think it should look like. Once I get to those levels, there really isn't anything stopping me from making some of the illest shit ever by myself, because I don't have to worry about the miscommunication from other people about my goals, vision, or dreams. It's like, I would only need you to do what I say. But as far as like the most nitty gritty details, I have the ability to do that myself. I don't have to outsource. I don't have to do any of those things. And that is the power of skill stacking. You have the ability to be a one-man band. You have the ability to have an idea, make it come to life, and do, if you're able to do everything in between from having the idea to making it come to life, the only thing you're gonna have to worry about at a certain point in time is hiring employees, because you're not able to allocate your time. But as someone who went through the process of always trying to find somebody for a service, I assure you that shit is not cool. Trying to find somebody who can make a shoe for you is easy. Trying to find someone who's not trying to rip you off or do you dirty or make a piss poor design or complete fuckery, a little bit difficult. But when you are a part of every single phase of the process, you know your vision or your idea is going to be accurate as fuck. It's going to be exactly how you thought it would be. And you won't have to settle for some generic version of your vision. That is the power of like literally learning so many skills. And here's another thing, like, cause that's just personal, right? Let's just expand on that a little bit. If you're paying attention to the world right now, technology is evolving very quickly, very quickly. Like, we're not even talking about AI. Like, you could just put AI to the side. You look at robotics, you look at some of these newer inventions. I literally heard about a necklace that you can use as a journal, because the necklace would essentially record your thoughts that you're saying to it. So you see how like I'm recording into this video, I can have this necklace and just record into it. And it would be like, it would take what I'm saying and put it into a digital diary for me to review. So there'll be no point in me even writing at this point. That's how fast technology is growing. And there's going to be, I literally saw another one where somebody made look like an exoskeleton suit for this lady to actually walk for the first time in her life. If you are able to learn valuable skills, plural, not one, skills, plural, that align with this new technological wave, bro, you are set. Don't worry about, like, a lot of people are very concerned about AI replacing their job. And the people who are concerned about that are more so the people who have, one, a fixed mindset, two, their job is a little low level. Because until they create robots to do blue collar services, mechanics and plumbers are still fucking vital to society. And honestly, by the time your cars or vehicles are being repaired by robots, I don't even know what the world will look like at this point. But that's not close, so to speak. That's maybe 30, 40 years away, maybe less. I don't know, to be honest. But as far as like skills like that, people need them more. Like, so many people are going to college for degrees that actually have absolutely no skills. Like, if you go to college and you go get a degree to become a weatherman, what can you actually do? You don't have the skill set to fix a car. You don't have the skill set to fix a computer. You don't have the skill set to be an electrician. You don't have the skill set to do anything except tell the weather. So it's not really like, that's like a whole other tangent. I literally just went on like a thinking tangent about how many people waste so much time going to school for degrees that offer them nothing. And sometimes you might get a really good job, but in most cases you don't. In most cases you don't. But the life skills that you get in a lot of situations, zero, zip, zilch. But people who go to trade schools, they get real life skills that they can use today, right now. Right now. Like, if somebody wanted to like leave America and go to the wilderness or some clear forest, plain, or whatever you want to call it, and they wanted to build a home right then and there, carpentry, whatever you call the skills that an electrician has, plumbing, fucking architecture, and you're good to go. These 4 lanes, if you want to go out there and live off the grid, you're really good to go at that point. You throw in some hunting in there, nothing's stopping you. But understand that those 3 things all intersect. And that's really the main point of the video, is that you really want to have a vision. And if this vision entails you having like a very specific set of skills, look at the things that are around that goal, because that could also be alternative lanes for you to get there as well. And the more skills that you have, the more value you have. And the more value you have, the more people will want you around. People love problem solvers. People love being around somebody who could do multiple things for them, because having to deal with multiple people for these singular services is mad fucking annoying. Again, as somebody who is in the process of building a business, I went through a lot of different phases of just talking to multiple different people for certain situations that I really could have done myself. But now I don't have to. I was literally going to pay at one point in time almost like maybe $200 to $300, maybe $400 to make a website. I've made 3 or 4 websites at this point in absolutely no time. Absolutely no time. And that's the power. Like, once you have these skill sets, you save yourself money. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the time, but it's worth it, because if you're bootstrapping, which most people do, bootstrapping is when you're using your own money to start your businesses. When you're bootstrapping, as most people do, you want to be able to utilize all the resources that you have, but you are going to be your greatest resource. So if you have a resource that can improve, you should improve it as quickly as possible, or as much as you can. And I think the last thing I want to say is that it's not as hard as you think it is. And I think that's been one of my biggest issues, is that thinking everything is hard and everything is difficult. When you don't know how to do something, it's always going to be difficult. It's always going to be hard. But you can learn. As soon as you come across something you're interested in, if you have the mindset that you can learn how to do this, fuck that it's too hard. Anything you don't know and you're starting at is always going to be too hard anyway. But if you have the mindset that, hey, I can learn this, you are going to be damn near a superior being. There is nothing that at the end of the day, for the human beings, there's nothing that can stop you. Truly. Truly, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. But as far as like reality-wise, if you have multiple skills in the field, or any other field, bro, like, it doesn't even have to be like all in the same place. Like, if you just know how to do a lot of different shit, you are going to be a very, very valuable person. And maybe the things that you're into don't even intersect. You become the thing that intersects them. That is also the power of skill stacking. That's also the power of learning different skills. But honestly, this video is going on way longer than I wanted to. If you've gotten to this point, I really, really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this rant. I really want to start like approaching these a little bit differently. I don't know what I need to change. I'm gonna take the time to think on that after my workout and stuff. Like, there's so many things I need to work on. But understand that, like, whatever situation or thing that you're in, it can get better. It can get better because you can make it better. And don't think that somebody's gonna come and make it better for you. At best, somebody will come and tell you what you're doing is wrong. At best, somebody is gonna tell you, like, what you got going. Like, somebody who really loves you will essentially tell you, like, yeah, whatever you're doing right now is not working. That's the very best you're gonna get from life. That's the very best. Somebody who loves you tells you what you got going on is not going on at all. There's no motion in what you're doing. So if you're still thinking that somebody's gonna come and save you, they're not. They're not gonna come and save you. It's up to you. You gotta be your own superhero. You gotta save yourself. So do yourself a favor and get better. Not in a vague general notion, but like specifically, like actually learn some skills that will help increase your value, and make sure that those skills are at least parallel to the vision or goal that you want to have as a career, that you want to have as a lifestyle. Yeah, that's it. I think I nailed this. Long as fuck though.